What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be discussing whether the CrossFit Mayhem programming is worth it. So if you guys have been following me at my channel for quite a while now, you guys know I have been training with CompTrain for many years. I've done other training styles and programs in between here and there, but the majority of my CrossFit training has been with CompTrain. However, a couple months ago, my boyfriend David decided to switch over to the CrossFit Mayhem programming, and I was getting a little bored with my training, not gonna lie, so I decided to make the switch with him. So today we're gonna kind of discuss the ins and outs of the program, kind of give you guys a little rundown of what it's like every day with the CrossFit Mayhem programming, and give you guys my opinion whether it is worth it or not. I do need to make a little bit of a disclaimer if you guys are not familiar with my channel. I'm currently 7 months pregnant, so I did start this programming when I was pregnant. So when it came to the programming, I did have to scale some things. I have to scale a lot more now, but I was doing this programming a lot earlier on in my pregnancy, so I did have to scale some things. Like the weight I had to scale back, obviously, just a little bit, and some of the Metcons I had to kind of scale some of the movements. However, as an athlete, we pretty much have to scale a lot of things unless you're like a CrossFit Games athlete. Some of us still have to scale some movements, so it will be very similar. I stuck to the weight training things that they asked for, just reduce the weights of course, and then I stuck to kind of the Metcons that they asked. I just had to scale some of the movements. So I did want to let you guys know that. Also, before we get into it, I want to let you guys know that I will be uploading 2 times a week up until Christmas. So I will be uploading Monday and Wednesday. So if you're not subscribed and you want to see more content from me, of course, hit that subscribe button, and I will be uploading 2 times a week. So you guys will see more videos from me. So stay tuned for those videos. But without further ado, let's get into the Mayhem programming and let's get into the details of what it's all about. The Mayhem programming is done by Rich Froning, who is a CrossFit Games athlete, if you don't know that. Pretty sure all of us know that. And his team, they have 2 programs under the Mayhem name. They have the Mayhem Athlete and then they have the Mayhem Competitor. We will be talking about the Mayhem Athlete programming today and not the Mayhem Competitor. That is more for CrossFit Games athletes, higher up athletes. And the Mayhem Athlete programming is more for the everyday CrossFitter, which is a majority of us, of course, and kind of the person who wants to get ready for the CrossFit Open, get better in the gym obviously, and get better at their skills and all that jazz. This is for like the majority of CrossFit athletes. A little bit of a breakdown of the Mayhem programming. It is done through Sugar WOD, so if you're not familiar with that, it's kind of like this big hub of like what a lot of CrossFit programs use. They use it as well. It is also 19 USD a month. So I'm Canadian, so it came to around $25, $26 a month, but pretty much it's 19 American dollars a month. Also, when you sign up for the Mayhem Athlete programming, you also have access to their more smaller programs that they offer as well. We're going to be talking about Mayhem 60 today. The majority of today's video will be about Mayhem 60, which a majority of people use, but you also have access to their Mayhem Bodyweight and Minimal Equipment one, the Mayhem Scaled, the Mayhem Faith, and then also the Mayhem Bodybuilding one. So you do have access to those smaller programs as well. Their programming is also aimed for 4 working sessions a week and 1 active recovery and 1 full recovery day. A lot of CrossFit programming does follow that, and that is what they follow as well. So like I said before, we will be talking mostly about the Mayhem 60 programming. So if you have any other questions about the smaller programs that they offer, just let me know in the comments down below. In the Mayhem 60 programming, they do say that you do need the basic equipment like weights, a barbell, dumbbells, kettlebells, like you need all those things, and also at least 1 piece of cardio machinery. So I did mine at my gym that I have here, and the 1 piece of equipment that I have for cardio is a bike erg. So the days that I was asking for rowing or skiing or anything like that, I just switched it up for the bike erg. Basically, your workout was broken up into subcategories. You had your warm-up, you had your weightlifting, you had your Metcon. Sometimes it would be warm-up, Metcon, weightlifting. It really depended on the day, but the majority of the days were warm-up, weightlifting, Metcon. And then they also had optional work at the end, which was pretty much working on skills, mostly gymnastic skills. That would extend past the 60 minutes. So if you had more time at the end of a session, if you had more time over 60 minutes, of course, then you can work on that optional work as well. So the first section is the warm-up section, and that is usually about 12 minutes long. It's not like a free-for-all, like you just warm up within 12 minutes. They give you detailed notes on the recommended exercises that you should do to warm up for the rest of the workout so that you're properly warmed up. They also provide demonstrated videos, so if you're not really sure what they're requiring for you for the exercises, you can follow along the demonstrated videos, which is really nice. And they also give you a warm-up that you can do after the weightlifting portion. So if the workouts warm-up weightlifting Metcon, then you can do your warm-up, do your weightlifting portion, and then you can go back to the warm-up section and it will give you notes on how to properly warm up for the Metcon as well. If not, you can just do the full warm-up if you want to. It's really up to your own decision, but they kind of give that additional thing as well to make sure that you're properly warmed up for your Metcon, because it is a bit of a change when it goes from weightlifting to Metcon. So if you want to be properly warmed up for your Metcon, they give you that information as well. Personally, for me, when it came to the warm-up section, I did what they recommended, but I also did some additional work. I'm dealing with pregnancy and I've dealt with injury in the past, so I want to make sure that there's certain part of my bodies that are warmed up all the time and that I have some mobility in. That's just me personally. So I did the recommended stuff, but I also did some stuff on the side. But even then, what they recommended really did warm up most of my body and what I needed to activate for the upcoming weightlifting portion and the workout portion. So next pretty much was always weightlifting, and they time that out as well. They give you a certain amount of time, so from 12 minutes to let's say 25 minutes, you have your weightlifting portion. It obviously changed all the time depending on the weightlifting that you would be doing, but they gave you a timed out section, which was really nice, that you just kind of kept on a running clock to make sure that you were staying on time and doing the weightlifting within that time. So similar to the warm-up section, they kind of gave you the basic rundown of what was expected in the weightlifting portion. And if you weren't really sure of what they expected in that weightlifting portion, you could click on the detailed notes, so then they can fully break it down for you. They also gave demonstrated videos on how to do the weightlifting if you weren't sure, but they pretty much give the detailed notes. So like, let's say it was 5 times 3. So then they would say, okay, set number 1 was like this, set number 2 is like this, set number 3 is like this, and so forth. So they really did give a lot of detailed notes, which was really nice to make sure that you were kind of staying on track. And like I said, if you weren't really 100% sure, you could follow along the videos, but the detailed notes were really nice because you were able to figure out, okay, what percentage do I need to do? How many reps do I need to do? How many sets do I need to do? What do my sets need to look like? It was all in the detailed notes. Also in the weightlifting section, you can log your results. So you kind of put in the number of what you did. You can compare it to other athletes that are in the program as well. But it's also great because you can kind of keep track of the weights that you have been doing, whether that's your 5 rep max, you can see what you've been doing then, and then a couple months later, if you want to know your 5 rep max, if it's increased or decreased, whatever, you have those results there, which is really nice. So the next section, like I said before, is usually the Metcon / workout portion, and it's very similar to the other sections above. You have your time out, so for you to kind of set up for your workout and to be able to do your workout within, it gives you that time. And then you also have your basic workout, like the whole workout's written out. And if you're not really 100% sure, you can go into the detailed notes, and it gives you more of a breakdown of the workout, where it's expected for you to kind of expend your energy, where to save your energy. If you're not sure and you need to scale something, they give some scaled movements if needed. There's a lot more detailed notes that you can click on if you're not really 100% sure what you need to do. They also have the workout prep, so if you aren't sure how to execute each movement, you can check that out as well. It gives you like the demonstrations on how to execute the movements. And like I said before, if you want to warm up your workout, you can go back up to the warm up section, and then they have that little section that you can do to warm up for your Metcon. And same thing with the weightlifting, you can also log your results, compare it to the other athletes that are doing the Mayhem athlete programming, and also to keep kind of track of your kind of results, like I said before, whether you've done better or worse, because they do kind of repeat some of the workouts every couple months. So if you've been doing this programming for a while, you'll be able to look back to what your results were previously. And then they have the optional work section as well. So if you want to go over the 60 minutes, if you have time to go over the 60 minutes, you can start working on the optional work. They don't have it every single day, but every once in a while they do have the optional work to kind of just work on some skills. And it's very similar to the other section above. They have the detailed notes, they have the whole workout. So if you're not really sure and you need to know more about that like optional work, you can go into the detailed notes. Also, when you look at the whole program and you read the detailed notes and you're not really sure if they're like expecting 2 dumbbells or 1 dumbbell in the workout, they have a whole comment section down below and you can comment whether you're not sure or not, and the coaches will actually reply to you. So like I said, if you're not sure if it's 1 dumbbell or 2 dumbbells, you can comment down below and the coaches will let you know. Most of the time, by the time I get to the workout, pretty much everyone has asked the questions that I need already down below, so you pretty much already have your answer, which is kind of nice. Also, there is some resources in the programming to kind of help with like recovery, to kind of help with some mobility. They have some videos. So like if you want to work on some foot recovery, if you want to work on some foam rolling recovery with your legs, whatever, they at the end of the workout, they sometimes will have some short little videos that you can follow along if you want to kind of work on that recovery, because you know, recovery is important. All right, the camera battery died and now the sun is setting, so I think it's time for me to get into my final thoughts, whether I think the CrossFit Mayhem programming is worth it. So I really did enjoy doing this programming, and I think if you are a solo athlete looking for a program, this is such a great one to follow. There's so much information, so many good workouts, and just Mayhem has collaborated with such great trainers outside of just Rich's programming, like for cardio and for strength. And I think that it just comes all together for such a great program. However, if you're an athlete who does classes and is looking for some programming on the side, this is probably not the way to go. Like, this is really for the athlete who is the solo one, who isn't following 2 different programs, if that makes sense. Also, I got into this program when they just started their weightlifting phase, which I really enjoyed. I really liked how they had kind of worked out their weightlifting phase. We still haven't gotten to the end of that phase, obviously, but I really did like how they kind of worked it out. And they also work with Berger's strength. Berger? I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but he is an Olympic lifting coach, and they have really great information, really great tips when it comes to weightlifting, which I really did enjoy. And so that was also such a nice addition to this program. And obviously most CrossFit programs do follow weightlifting phases. However, other programs that I've seen in weightlifting phases, like, it's just not as detailed as the weightlifting phases that they gave here. And I really enjoyed following this one. So something that I did find was a bit difficult in their program is that it was a little heavy intensive. I mean, some CrossFit programs are a bit lighter and some are more heavier weights. I found theirs was more on the heavier weight side, so that is something to consider. However, they do give you scalable weights, so if you cannot hit the weights that they recommend or have in the workout, you can obviously scale it, of course, like most people probably would do. But I just wanted to put it in there that it was pretty heavy weight intensive. And I really did enjoy the detailed notes that they gave, the explanation, the videos that they had available to you. And even if you weren't 100% sure, you had access to ask the coaches questions. Most of the time, like I said, the questions were already, like that I had, were already answered in the comments down below. But I really liked how it gave all the detailed notes, because sometimes I'd read a workout and I was like not 100% sure what they meant or what they expected throughout the workout. But when I got into the detailed notes, it was really nice to see kind of what they expected, how they kind of planned the workout, and how you should kind of execute the workout, which I really did enjoy. And finally, I think that this program has a pretty fair price. A lot of CrossFit programs are pretty pricey monthly. A lot of them go for like $50 a month, and for a program to go for $19 US a month is pretty good. I think that is such a great price, especially for what you get in your program. I think it's great. I really did enjoy it, and like I said, you have access to the smaller programs that they offer. So if you want to do a day where you're working on your bodybuilding, It follows similarly to the Mayhem 60 programming, or even if you don't have all the equipment with you, like let's say you're not in the gym that day and you want to do the minimal or body weight workout, it's still similar to the Mayhem 60 programming, and it's still following like the same phase, if that makes sense. So that is something that I really did enjoy as well, because there were some days where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick to bodybuilding because I'm a tired pregnant woman, so I wanted to do bodybuilding, and I did that. But that is something that I really did enjoy, is that they have a lot of stuff in this program for the value of your money, which is great. All right guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, if you have any questions about the other programs, let me know in the comments down below. And like I said, I will be uploading 2 times a week up until Christmas. So if you guys are interested in watching more videos of me and you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, of course, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It truly does help the channel a lot. And yeah, don't forget to be unstoppable, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Summer days burn me out, love just brings me down. Go inside like winter leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drink your night.